Hey, Myron, quick question. So you said women, like, do you think that they deserve to like stay in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Like, so
I'm
what
a
is
firm
your
believer in keeping them in the kitchen. Yes.
So what is your like? Do you have like a plan that you could talk about? Like, how do you plan to get that to happen? Is there like a certain year or like?
Like how we're gonna get women back in the kitchen?
Yeah, like how do you plan on getting women back in the kitchen and like cooking, making sandwiches?
Yeah. So the plan is this. Basically, we need to start incentivizing women to get back in the kitchen. So we have to do it in waves. So my plan is, like you go to the airport and they say like, group 1 can board, group 2 can board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So group 1 is gonna be the hot girls. We're gonna send them back to the kitchen first, right? So hey, all you bimbos that are hot, you can get back in the kitchen first. Then it's gonna be the mid girls. Hey, you guys get back in the kitchen now. And then lastly, it'll be the fat bitches. We tell them they can get back in the kitchen, but they can't eat anything. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. We got to do this shit in waves. We can't just tell all of them to go back at the same time. It's not going to work, right? Right? Yeah. So we got to do it slowly but surely. Hot ones first, mids after, then fat ones last, and then we go from there.
All right. And then, sorry, one last question.
Yeah.
So in like one of your debates previously, like there was the girl you were arguing with. I forgot what college.
Yeah.
You were like, where's Muhammad when you need him?
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, it was like a chick. Yeah, she was wearing a hijab. I was like,
she was low key annoying. She was low key annoying. Like, I'll give you that.
Yeah, bro.
But I wanted to ask, like, you're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why do you refer like to our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as like Muhammad, or like, why is there certain things you do?
Well, I wasn't talking about the Prophet in that context. I said, because Muhammad's a popular name. So I was like, where's a
so
Muhammad
you're saying like Muhammad in general?
Yeah, like a Muhammad in general.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. Or Abdul, whatever you want to say. I say Abdul get the rocks all the time too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Myron.
No problem, man.
Hey, do we get pics with you at the end?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna stick around and take pictures with everybody.
What time are you here until?
As long as I need to be, man. I'm not Hollywood.
All right, bet.
You guys know it. Yeah, man.
One more thing I want to add to that too, because look, I got a mom and I have sisters too. One thing I don't agree on you is, women are not stupid. Women are actually really intelligent. That's one thing I want to add to this. Coming from a family, my mom has done a lot of shit in my family. So for women to say women are stupid, man, that's kind of harsh. But aside from that, follow my TikTok, Mo Trades, MOETRADEZ. I teach about the stock market and teach you how to escape the matrix, escape this shit. All right? Escape this shit, because this is the matrix.
All right.
Hey, real quick, I don't think women are stupid. Like, I'm back up. But, like,
he has this girl in the audience, too, guys. Relax. Both of them got their girls in the audience, man. They got to say something.
Like, when you say...
You went up there and you didn't challenge them on women.
When you say, like, women are stupid, could you, like, elaborate on that, like, a little more? Like,
yeah. When I say that, what I mean when I say women are stupid is, well, number one, they're easier to sell to, they're easier to market to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Number two, they buy into the lie of feminism, thinking that chasing a career and money and income and status is going to make them happy and fulfill them overall. Yeah. And then number three, a lot of them are whores, and they don't realize that being a whore is going to fuck them up long term with finding a partner.
So, like, do you think would you trust, like, a woman to be your pilot, like, on a plane?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Do you think
dude, I don't even trust women to be my Uber driver. If I order Uber and I see a female, dude, I cancel.
Like, is it because they're too emotional, or like, what is it? What is it in particular?
But look, let me be very clear about this. Are all women stupid? No. There's obviously a small group of women that are competent, that can do things that men can do, that aren't morons. But the reality is a majority are stupid because there's no incentive for them to be smart and or be competent, because women... So with a man, right?
Yeah.
If we're a loser, when you go outside and you talk to people and you present yourself, you will know very quickly where you stand socially. If you're a loser, girls don't want to have sex with you, guys don't want to be friends with you, you're not able to get a job. Like, there's a direct, like, mirror reflection of your inadequacies as a man. As a woman, though, you could be a bumbling, bimbo, dumb whore with an STI, and people still treat you like you're the best thing ever since sliced bread, because women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions. They're rarely told the truth about their deficiencies.
100 woman versus accountability, for sure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. So, like, with them, they kind of operate, they don't know where they really stand, versus as men, we know where we stand very quickly.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Who's up next? Any angry feminists? Okay, cool. Yo.
Respect. So a few days ago, I saw what I think was kind of a new clip of you and Steven Crowder talking.
Yeah.
And it kind of struck me when you said, I think wait until marriage is like the ideal.
Yeah.
But kind of blended in with what I understand to be your worldview on this topic is, given the effects of feminism, promiscuity, maybe more so female promiscuity, the best thing guys can do is kind of try to like self-actualize, get up into that top 10% most desired status, and then have your say, like have a body count of 30, 40, 50 women so you can learn to understand women. And so I'm sure for like most men here, that kind of sounds like a fun journey, at least at the individual level.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, like, in terms of at the societal level, is that kind of encouraging the top 10% of men to effectively create a new class of promiscuous women? Does it push us away from healthy two-parent families toward something more polygamous, like King Solomon having however many 100 wives and concubines and whatnot?
Yeah, no, I totally understand your concern, and I can quickly, for people here that might not be familiar. So my thing is this: I tell guys, I don't think guys should really think about marriage or being in a serious relationship unless they have 5 things in place, and those 5 things are simply 35 years old, make 6 figures a year, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in shape, and have had sex with 50 women. Now, obviously, a lot of people are like, 50 women, holy crap, what's going on here? And the reason why I say this, guys, is because we live in a new normal, and that new normal is women have way higher standards than they did before. Since women can attend college, which they are at a higher rate, graduating at a higher rate, earning more money, I predict in the next 10 to 20 years, women are probably going to start surpassing men in almost all fields when it comes to earning income. Guys need to step up because women are, by definition, hypergamous and look for a man that's better than them. So if you have these 5 things in place, you're going to be what I call an entry-level, higher status guy, where you'll be able to enter the dating market from a position of power, where you can go ahead and pick a partner suitable for you, right? That's kind of why I say these things. Now, obviously, you're coming back with a very, good criticism, like, hey, doesn't this create, a problem that we're trying to avoid with, more promiscuous people, etc. And this is kind of the ugly part and the ugly reality, which is anytime I dispense advice to one party, it's going to put the other party at a disadvantage, right? Because dating and relationships in general is an adversarial situation. I know some of you guys are like, what are you talking about, Myron? It is, because your job as the man is to attract the girl with as little effort as possible, right? If you get her to come to your dorm and smash you, it's a W. If you got to take her on 7 dates, well, that's an L for you. But, you're trying to do the least effort, right? On her end, she's trying to extract the most time, resources, and energy from you before she gives you any type of sexual access. It's a dance between the two genders. So anytime I dispense advice to men, it's inevitably going to put women on their back foot because I want guys to have the advantage. Now, when it comes to this situation here, my thing is I want guys to have choice, and I want them to be able to decide how they want to, move. Because the problem is that we live in a society now where if a guy gets in a relationship with a girl, right, marries her, gives her his resources, etc., that puts you in a bad position because we have a family court system literally set up to destroy every single one of you guys, right? Even with a prenuptial agreement, you can still lose everything. So I just want guys to go in with their eyes wide open because the marriage institution that we used to have, that was set up in a certain way where women didn't behave in a certain way like they do now. It was set up for women that were traditional. But now women aren't traditional, but they want traditional benefits while simultaneously being able to exercise modernity, divorce rates, etc. So to bring this all full circle, I see what you're saying. Like, hey, are we, perpetuating the problem even further? My thing is, I'd rather the guy get to a position where he's like, okay, I'm ready to settle down, and he has the prerequisite knowledge of how to deal with women accordingly, and then he picks the right one to start a family with.
I got you, man. Respect. Thanks a lot.
No problem, man. Appreciate that. I hope that makes sense for you guys.
Hello. Okay. That good?
What's up?
Hi, I was just curious. What do you think is the benefit of using words like whore to describe women? Like, who is that actually benefiting here? Besides yourself for, riling up a bunch of people for your own personal benefit.
Well, I would say the word whore is kind of funny. I've seen a couple people laughing, so I think that's who we benefit. And I think tone policing and, being politically correct, that's what's led to a lot of the problems that we have now in society. So I think sometimes people just need to be candid, and if that means being a bit offensive to do it so that you can be memorable, I think it's worth it.
What problems specifically do you think are caused by not being respectful to other people?
What problems are created by not being respectful?
Yes. Like, if you're using slurs to describe people, I would not call that respectful. What problems are caused by not being respectful here?
Well, I think
what problems are caused by being respectful here?
Well, here's the thing. the reality is we live in a very, how do I say this? We live in a TikTok world. And what I mean by that is you only have a little bit of time to get people's attention to really get a message across. So sometimes you need to break the silence or break the OODA loop that people are in the swipe thing, and sometimes you have to speak in a polarizing manner to get people's attention. So I'd rather, you know, if I say something like, yeah, women need to stop being dumb bitches and whores, but oh my God, this guy's crazy. And then I can go ahead and expand on why feminism is a problem, why guys need to go into relationships with their eyes wide open, why the family courts are set up in a position to destroy you, etc. So being polarizing is very important to getting a message across in, you know, in an era where a lot of people have low attention spans, etc.
Okay, so if you're in personal benefit,
Actually, it benefits the person that's listening a lot of the times.
disagree there.
I mean, I have thousands of guys that write me that say, hey, I was going to myself and I decided not to after watching your content. I'll actually tell you a quick little story. One time, a guy said he wanted to end it all because his life was miserable, and he found a nice little tree that had a good view of the sunset, right? And he was going to, hang himself. And what ended up happening is he was surfing one day, and he found one of my videos where I talking about, like, you know, not being a simp, taking responsibility, you know, every guy can increase their sexual market value, etc. The guy's alive today, has a family, makes 6 figures, and he said it's because he found that video that he canceled the day that he was going to kill himself, and he has a family now. So to me, I look at it like, if I got to call some women whores for that, so guys can wake up and realize that, you know, there's another way, I think it's worth it.
Your sign says transgenderism is a mental illness.
Yes.
How many people do you think that has made a little bit more want to kill themselves?
You mean like that want to kill themselves?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. They already had a mental illness. Me telling them they have a mental illness doesn't change anything. They've already had these problems.
That seems a bit circular, but...
Yeah, they have way
seems
bigger
a bit
problems than me.
circular to say that somebody...
They have way bigger problems than me calling them fucking insane, dude. They got way bigger problems.
If you weren't calling them insane and you just let them, like, be people, and we didn't have to make this an issue, do you think that they would still want to?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying I hate. I'm not saying that we need to get rid of them or whatever. I'm just saying that they have a mental illness and they shouldn't be around children. That's my biggest thing, is I don't think, hell, I'll take it a step further. I don't even think men should be around children. I don't think they should be allowed to adopt kids. And if I had my way, I would put in their own part of town. And the reason why...
Love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Well, I'll go ahead and expand on this. I don't think children should be exposed to at all.
What do you think I'm going to do here?
Huh?
What do you think I'm going to do here?
What do you mean you do here?
Yeah, what do you think the are going to do the children exactly?
Well, okay. So my thing is, I don't like public displays of affection, right? I don't like PDA.
Okay.
Even between heterosexual people, I don't think it's appropriate. In front of children especially. So my thing is I think to go back in the closet. We don't want to know we don't need the flamboyant, parade marches and everything else like that. And if you want to go ahead and have your clubs and make out and do all the other degenerate stuff, no problem. Just do it in your own area, and I don't think kids should be seeing it at all, because
Dude,
I do think that children are the future.
Your entire deal is being a piece of shit really loudly. So why can't other people be normal loudly?
Well,
I don't care.
No, guys, respect this First Amendment, man. It's fine. But this is the package that I'm talking about. Anyway, so we got to combat this, guys. But it's cool because we can have a discussion, right? It's very important to have these discussions. So thank you for being up here.
Of course.
Again, I think, okay, so my worldview is this. Children are the future. Children need to be protected. And if that means that we need to do certain things in society to protect said children, I'm willing to do that. So I don't think it's appropriate for and lesbians and other people that are sexually degenerate to be around children and or even be able to adopt them. I think that's a problem, right? If they want to become an adult and then they want to learn about everything else like that later on, that's fine. But they can do that when they're an adult and their brain is fully developed, so they can kind of have their own worldview. But I don't think it's fair to children when they're still developing, still going through life, etc., to see these things. So that is a big reason why I have the worldviews I have when it comes to trannies, and I don't think kids should ever be exposed to that. I think rainbow flags should be completely banned. I think if it was up to me, I'd put kids in their own little part of town where they can go ahead and practice openly. They can do their parades, everything like that. But then when they come into regular society, we don't want to see any of that.
I guess the last question. Do you think that that's protecting parents from having to deal with the fact that their kids aren't cishet? Or do you think that it's like, I guess here's the point. How is that protecting the kids? Because presumably some of those kids are going to be trans or gay. And if you're spending all of this time trying to make sure that they don't know about trans or gay people, then they're just going to think that there's a problem with themselves. And that's not very fun for anybody. I don't think it is. I don't want anybody to feel that way. So why should we be trying to make other people feel worse about themselves for no fucking reason?
Sure. Well, number one, kids can barely wipe their ass properly. They don't know if they're gay or not. You know what I mean? They don't know anything, right? And I'll give you guys an example. Every single one of us here probably grew up with like that one girl who's a fucking tomboy. She always wants to play basketball and hang out and play Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it is. I'm showing my age here. Maybe Magic the Gathering. I don't know. But she grows up, and I want to be around the boys. What ends up happening? She turns 18, then all of a sudden she's a girl again, right? She's like wearing dresses, she's being pretty, etc. And you're like, what the hell happened? Okay. Well, imagine if she had said, I think I'm a boy, and then she goes ahead and gets transitioned and fucks her life up, right? But she grew up out of that and realized, no, I'm a girl. So kids don't know anything, and I don't think we should be deferring to them based on what they think they feel or their sexuality or whatever. It's like, you know, she's like, oh, I'm a boy. No, you're not, bitch. You're a girl. And then boom, she grows up and she'll end up thanking you for not, you know, transitioning her. So I don't think children should be making those types of decisions whatsoever because they can ruin their life in the process.
I think it's a bit weird to use the word children for people that are like usually at least well into their teenage years. But
I don't even think in their teenage years they should be able to make that decision.
What about at 18? What's your opinion there?
Well, at that point,
out of curiosity,
yeah, at that point, maybe there could be a conversation. But you know, I think when they're still kids and teenagers, they don't know anything. You know, all of us. I'm 35 now, and you know, I'm showing my age here. But looking back, I'm like, wow, my parents were right about a lot of stuff. It takes a significant amount of time for people to look back and realize, like, oh, they were right, or oh, I was wrong here. So I do think that 18 is like the bare minimum where we can even entertain this conversation. But even then, I still think people aren't developed enough a lot of the times.
Do you think that people know that they're straight or cis by the time they're 18?
Well, that goes on a case by case. But I don't think you're case by case, I'd say.
Okay.
But I'd say the majority of the time they're probably straight.
I don't think we're going to get in here anyway after this. So thank you.
No problem.
Just wanted to talk for a little bit.
Thank you for coming.
You all have a good night.
Talking. And guys, I know you guys were like, you know, picking on them a little bit, but we do need to have these discussions with the other side. I think it's very important because if you don't have these discussions, you guys aren't able to make your own opinions, right? So, what's up?
So, I got one question for you.
Yeah.
If you woke up tomorrow and you became a woman, what's the first thing you're doing?
Damn, bro, that would suck. Shit. Well, I'd make myself a sandwich since I know
What type
that
of
I'm
sandwich?
an expert at it automatically.
What type of sandwich?
What was that? Get the bread ready, yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming since I'd be a woman, I'd know exactly the best one to manufacture right off rip when I wake up in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, look, you know, as a female, you know, people get mad at me for saying this, but women live life on easy mode in 2025, bro. It's actually nuts how it's like we're playing on fucking Halo level legendary. They're playing on recruit difficulty. So it's nuts. But yeah, I'd make myself a sandwich.
Gotcha. That's the only question I had.
All right. Cool. Thanks.